Hello YouTube, this is Morgan, Airspeed Prime here at my next Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles episode review. This one's going to be for Season 4, Episode 19, Bat in the Belfry. At least I think that was the name of the episode. But this was a pretty good episode. I don't think it was amazing. I think part of the plot was really good. Part of it was like, why this episode? What I'm talking about here is the fact that I really liked what they did with April in this episode. I liked the development of the whole she is becoming obsessed with the crystal that is amplifying and controlling her powers, and it's becoming very apparent that there's something up here. This crystal is warping her personality. It's kind of taking her over to some extent, and it is warping her kind of perceptions and the way she's feeling about things. And it seems to have that effect on some other people, but not everyone. So that just in itself was a interesting thing to begin to approach. The problem was that April was the kind of side plot of this episode, when I feel like what they did there, that should have been the main plot. The whole wingnut and screw loose thing was interesting, and I like the kind of really old school kind of Batman references and how it kind of turned into a kind of parody of that once they kind of are introduced. The problems I think came in when halfway through the episode the crystal turns them evil and they're the kind of villains for this episode, and we're just focused on them. We have to fight them. Then April comes in at the end and is able to stop them. It's just where this episode chose to keep its focus, I think, was the problem. It was in the background setting up this big thing with April a little bit, but it didn't want to go all out. And then the main plot was fun, as I said, but not really strong. In that it's another Mikey episode where he dresses up in a costume, the Turf Lytle thing. I like that Casey was a bit more involved in this episode, but again, it wasn't like he was important. It wasn't what he did in the episode wasn't overly important. It was just Mikey and Casey. The fact that they both read the comic kind of were the ones to kind of get involved with the two superheroes before they went evil. It wasn't anything about character development for Mikey, really. It wasn't anything about character development for Casey. It was just, made sense that we're dealing with a comic thing. Those are the two characters who read the comics and go from there. As I said, I really did enjoy watching this episode. There are certain times with this show where an episode is a little bit of a chore to get through because it's just, what are they doing here? There's nothing going on. This episode, I was kind of like, okay, I really like this April thing they're going for, that they really seem to be emphasizing this crystal. Where does it come from? What exactly is it? What is it doing? And most importantly, how is it affecting April? And where are things going from here? Because I like that they did have the scene where even Splinter kind of made it clear to her that you are becoming obsessed with this thing, and that's not right, to be so obsessed with the possession. And you think she's kind of learned from it, but while she doesn't have it, she's just basically addicted to it. Like, that's what she comes across. Like, like drug addicts are kind of often portrayed in like TV shows and stuff like that. Very aggressive, angry at everyone. Complete contrast in character to basically every appearance we've had of her previously. So the only real hint at this, obviously, is a couple of episodes ago. We've had little moments where we've seen her use her powers and kind of go a little bit angry with them. But I like that they emphasized it more. I'm interested to see when they're going to kind of go for this plot. Like, when they're really going to address that April something's gone wrong here. And if this ends up being the only important link to the space arc, I'm relatively fine with that. The most notable, I think, thing for any sort of speculations is that when she gets the crystal back, she says something along the lines of, she is back. Or something like that. She makes kind of allusions to the fact that some sort of a female presence is in relation to this crystal. And that, plus the fact that when Donnie did the kind of test on it, this kind of like living mist basically came out of it and seemed to be able to bring things back to life. Something is happening here. Now, I'm wondering if this connects in any way to the stuff that was set up earlier on in the space arc. The idea that there were these three like mythical chaos like monsters or something like that. We saw one of them. Is this another one of them, kind of trapped in a crystal, and it's now going to take over April, and they're going to go down that road? Or there was also these, like, what was it, 7 bigger beasts, and of course they have the baby one with them, which I think Raph had in one of the previous episodes, but the mother was kind of defeated in battle and kind of lost. So you set up these kind of legendary beasts and kind of monsters of legend, and like we have little connections here with the baby one they have, and then of course April with this thing. So I like that. The space arc wasn't really good at all, but a few little things they have set up are actually quite good, and I like that they're gradually bringing them back into things. The Wingnut and Skrill's side of the episode was, as I said, fun kind of parody reference to kind of Batman and Robin. I thought it was actually very fun when we had that section of the episode where they were just on patrol together. You had the kind of crash bang pow stuff come up on screen when they were fighting, and Wingnut coming across as just the most stereotypical superhero, the way he speaks, very formal, and bringing them in like, you know, let's deliver the final punch together, and they do it slow motion and they take him out. The kind of cheesy music, the kind of cheesy action scenes with the kind of almost like dance number kind of stuff going on. It was overall, as I said, very, very fun episode with some notable, interesting character stuff going on in the background. So that's that. I don't know what's up with the schedule for the show. Like, are we taking another break or what? I briefly looked online and didn't see any mention of an episode coming next week, but I'm not overly sure about that. I'm assuming the show is back for the rest of the run, but at the same time, this show is known for taking a lot of breaks. They could be taking their final break and then coming back with this. I don't know. So if you know what's up with the schedule for the show, let me know if any breaks are coming up and stuff like that. But that's basically the review. Much better than, like, especially like the last episode. So yeah, I'm just gonna end by saying, if you want to follow me on social media, Twitter or Tumblr, links to my profiles are in the description. If you want to help support my channel so I can make better videos, more videos, links to my Patreon page and my PayPal donation link are also in the description below. But yeah, that's been the video. Thanks for watching, and bye.